Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show. Live from your headphones. It's Heffron and Reep.
Everybody, welcome to the Heffron and Reep Show. Heffron and Reep Show. I'm John Heffron. It's John Reep over there. No, it's John Reep over there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, John Reep. Excited to see you showed up again. A lot of people in this town said you weren't, said you were scared.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Heffron. You're in for quite a surprise. Because I'm in your neck of the woods, and I brought some heat with me.
Well, great horny toads! You said you would never take it to this level before.
I didn't come up here empty-handed. I got a 6'7" twisted steel son of a bitch with me.
He's a 6-inch son of a bitch. That sounded actually like you could have done a song right there. Nice to see you, John. You are officially checked in somewhere in Michigan at a secret, undisclosed location.
Also
right next to
Grand Rapids,
Gerald Ford,
Michigan.
Gerald Ford Museum.
Yeah,
who was president when I was born. Because you're in Michigan. Because we're about, as you can see, I'm wearing a hat that says Great Lakes. We're about to embark. We're about to embark on something that we've been talking about for a good amount of time. This is where the That's How We Roll tour starts tomorrow. It's me, John Heffron, John Reep. We're hitting up a bunch of, Western Michigan cities. We have Howard City tomorrow night. And then after Howard City, that place is jammed. I already got a little info about that place. They're like, we're packed to the rim.
Nice.
If anybody else comes with us, they're gonna have to peek inside the window. Like somebody got just like one TV in the neighborhood and everybody's watching. So that's that day. And then Wednesday, we're in Wyoming, Michigan, which is just south of Grand Rapids, some sports complex there. And then Holland, Michigan. I feel connection to this Holland, Michigan place that we're doing at the Park Theater. One, they didn't even promote us at all. These people at the Park Theater. They're promoting our buddy Brad Williams, who's there in April 2022. They were all up. Owen Wilson, what's his name? Who's the
Owen Wilson?
They're all.
You're thinking of Gary Owen.
Gary Owen. They're all up. Gary Owen's shiznit. But I was up in Holland, where we're gonna be just on vacay on Lake Michigan, and went into the place. I went to the place. I go, I need to speak with somebody. I don't see any. There's no. You don't post about me and Reep. I don't see a Heffron Reep poster anywhere. And then the guy said, "You like the one right on the big poster right when you walk in?" I'm like, yeah. Well, besides that one. And then he showed me the inside of the venue. And then he showed me the inside. I actually walked in, and it's gonna be badass. It's just like this cool rock theater. That show's gonna be crazy fun. That one is just about sold out also, but that's in Holland, Michigan. I think there's VIP tickets. I don't know what you get with the VIP. I think our opener, Brent, gives back rubs and foot massages during the show. I think that's what that is. And then from there, we move to Rockford, Michigan. And then there's a Muskegon, Michigan in there. Those are bigger rooms. So there's still tickets for, especially the Muskegon one. But we're doing well. People are excited. It's going to be a thing.
Good. I was worried about, I know how you are. You're always worried, as you should be. We all should be worried about ticket sales. and I post things in order of when they happen, whereas you seem to post things all at once, all the time. Like I kind of do them in order, just because that's how my brain works. But I know you were worried, and I'm happy to hear that we're doing well ticket sales wise. I've never been to any of these places. I have no idea what to expect. Brent is super excited. We got to figure out the show order. I assume you're going last. I'm in your neck of the woods.
I don't know.
I'm
I
okay
see
with this.
on a lot of the posts when they would have a picture, a horrible picture of me and a picture of you, there were a lot of, well, I've recognized the Hemi guy. So that's why I did an ad of just you all through Michigan. So I think you're going to be the most recognizable, even though I'm a Michigan native. They didn't write that in anything. I thought that could help sold stuff. But
Wait a minute. You made an ad just for me?
yeah, it's you. You sent it to me. It was just a video of you talking, and I go, "Why? If people are into just you, I should let them think it's just you." And I bailed. I bailed out of that. It's 15 seconds to you. So
wait
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not an ad. That's just a promo, right? Like I just recorded myself saying, "Hey, it's John Reep. I'm coming to Michigan." Blah, blah blah. I think I threw your name in there. Did I not?
You threw it in there, and the ad did well. I could tell you, right now how it did. But people are fans of yours. That's why I'm thinking, maybe I go before you, or do we coin toss it?
Dude, I have an idea. By the way, we're live right now on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know. I didn't have time to do a lot of pre-show prep. I just got here in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you and Alan discussed pre-show. Are we also live on your YouTube channel, John?
I don't know how to sign into mine. That's a homework assignment that I'm going to have to figure out to do. And then we will start to be.
So we're live on my YouTube, Facebook, your Facebook, maybe Twitter, if Twitter's doing anything these days. Yeah. So that being said, my point was this. Maybe we ask the people who should go last. I'll leave it in the comments section because this is live right now, but it's going to stay up the whole time we're in Michigan. I'll go back and check the comments. Let us know if you're coming to any of these shows in Howard, Wyoming, Holland, Rockford, Muskegon. Yeah. Who should go last where? Should we flip-flop? Would you prefer... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, here's what I think, because people are going to see an awesome show because we're both doing the same amount of time. So it's not like you're getting less. It kind of depends on who wants to have a drink first in the evening. I'm doing most of the driving back and forth for us. So I'm kind of out of it. So I'm kind of the designated driver for this. So it kind of, if I could go last, if you would like to have a cocktail earlier in the night,
I see what you're doing, John.
Yeah.
And that's a very smart move on your part, but you're not talking to a rookie. But I'm going to give you props for that. That's a very good try. You know my weakness, and you tried to go for it.
Right.
But we also have Brent Blakeney, and he could drive your car from time to time. Therefore, that would free us both up for a beverage. Therefore, negating your argument of who should go last because of the drink.
I say when Brent goes up, he does his thing, and I think he flips a coin to see which John goes up, and just every show it's fair. So that the luck of the draw.
That's a good idea, dude. So it's live in the moment. Brent does it, and you're in the next comic coming to the stage.
Flips.
Boom.
And then that way we don't know. We both have to be standing there.
Right.
And you don't even have
that idea.
We won't even have time to mentally get ready. And if you have to pee and your name gets brought up, you're just like, and then you just go on.
I think that's a great idea.
That's the fairest way to do it.
it's fair. It's like impromptu. It's in the moment. I think the crowd would like that.
Yeah.
Because they don't know who's coming out next, you
No.
know? And we
Plus-
both agreed to do the same amount of time. I'm not going to try to burn you. You're not going to try and burn me. I hope. But I'm hoping that maybe at the end of these shows, you and me will go on stage because it is the Heffron and Reep show.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a quick Q&A.
Why not? It's going to be fun. It's going to be, if anybody knows anybody in Michigan, I've been up in that area, the Holland area, through Grand Rapids, every place we're going. I went up there for a vacation, and then I came, we found a kitchen table up there in Holland. So then I drove home, and then we're thinking, well, we should get that kitchen table. It's cheap. It's way cheaper than what we've wanted. So I rented a U-Haul the very next morning after getting back, drove back up to Holland, went in the store, got the table, drove it back to my house. So that all happened in the last couple of days. So this is actually my 4th trip back up there. And by the way, I got some pictures to show this. So I found this table. Alan, show the table. Just, I know I've reached an age. See the new wood old table I have right there, John? Doesn't it look comfy and farmhousey? You've been at my house.
Yeah. What table was there? Is it the same height?
No, it's low. It's low. The big table is now downstairs, and then that one is just the low old barn. I think you see with food.
Yeah.
We had a first meal on the table, and then I had to get that. By the way, you're gonna hear beeping. Whatever. Just
I thought that was me.
No, okay. And I don't know how to turn that off. Let me.
Because I have been to your house, the last table you had in that same position was one of them high tables, like a bar.
Yeah, that's downstairs.
So I like that you have a lower table now because
it has backs to it. So now you have backs to it, so you can lean against it. But so I had to rent a U-Haul to get it, and I've never. I don't know how to get these to stop. It's literally a new operating system for your thing. And I had to rent a U-Haul to get it. Okay. And don't show it yet. So I've never driven a U-Haul. So I got one, got into the U-Haul, drove up 94 to get up towards Holland. And there's so much construction just kind of going on right there. I had a mini panic attack while driving. I was white knuckling. Cars were merging. Semis were merging. Their, pylons or cones or whatever on both sides of me. I was sweating. I'm getting talked to. I'm like, everyone needs to be quiet. I had the worst experience renting U-Haul to get this table ever. And I don't know why. I think my Jeep is actually longer than the U-Haul. So we got it. So I had to park right in the middle of Holland. When you see it, it's this really dinky little street. And I blocked off traffic, and then we're loading up the chairs, but it was just the women at the store helping me. So nobody was moving what I thought was fast enough. Like, I'm like, we need to go. We have a U-Haul just blocked in the middle. I'm going to get a ticket. And then you put it in there. Then people are like, well, it should be upside down. And then the whole thing was about, is it going to move around while we're driving? And I just didn't give a shit. I just wanted to go. So we got in it. And then driving back, I was still white knuckling it because the whole time the U-Haul felt like it was sliding. Like I never felt like we were going straight. It kind of felt like the back end was kind of kicking out a little bit. And then you could steer like this, and then the U-Haul wouldn't move. So you could steer like a kid with a car that's not started. Yeah. And you couldn't turn it. And then when you hit the brake, you had to put all your weight into it. And then it's not responsive. So then as we're coming back, and there's just a rest area. And there's you can either go left or right. Cars, you go right. Trucks, you go left. Well, now that I felt like I was a man and I was driving a truck, I'm going to park in the trucker section now because I got a U-Haul. I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I'm one of them. And then I look back, and and said to Michelle, I'm like, I don't think I should park there. I should move it. And she's like, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Just leave it. And then here's a picture of what the U-Haul looked like with all the truckers.
That's great. Wait, okay. Thank you for showing this picture, John Heffron. I had so many questions, and I felt like you had a picture to pay it off at the end. Okay, so this U-Haul that we have trouble driving,
It's like
it's not. Yeah, it's. And I do believe you could have got that table in your Jeep.
With the
Wow. So did
I
you get
wanted
any
a cargo
crap
van
from anybody? Did anybody bug you about parking in the trucker section? Probably not.
No, I got a couple looks, but my move is I would get on when I get on the freeway. If there was a slow truck in front of me, I would get behind that truck and just kind of go, well, that truck's moving slow. I can't go any further. Because I felt in that U-Haul, once I got over, and in Michigan, you'll see when we're driving, when we're on 131 going up to all these places. In my Jeep driving up there, I was getting past, and I was going 86, 87 miles an hour, probably on average, and I was getting trounced. I was getting, people were coming right up on my, that's how fast Michigan people drive. So I would just stay behind the biggest semis I could and just go slow. And when people would look at me, I would look at the truck ahead of me, like, right, this guy, look how slow he's going. Like, look, this guy. But it was, I couldn't get rid of that U-Haul fast enough. It was one of the most, I hated every moment of it. Like, I could never do a van life. I always thought I'd rent a Sprinter van and live in it, but not after driving that.
It looks kind of new. Do you have any other pictures of it closer up or anything?
No, they have this on the side of U-Haul. They have this thing that says "Get U-Haul Famous," and then you could upload your pictures, and then they would put you on the side of the van. I don't think that they would use my picture because it just. I
know how you drive.
I know
how you drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hang on. Let me ask another question. That U-Haul that we just were looking at, it's the kind that's mostly it has a longer sort of area. Like you've seen the U-Hauls where you're kind of like it's almost like the front of it's smushed like a flat.
And you're just driving, right? There's no space in between you and the front.
Right. But the one you have looks like a nice truck with just a big camper on the back.
It's a van. That's basically, if you
and so if you're having problems driving that thing, I couldn't imagine you driving a real U-Haul.
No, I won't.
Was it expensive? Was it expensive?
It was only $19 for the day, and then 79 cents a mile. So the whole time I'm stressed because as you're driving, there's a couple little roads or freeways when you kind of get up there that you can go 131 or you go this way. But if you mess up, there's not a turnaround for 9 or 10 miles. Like if you veer off wrong.
How long was your drive?
It was over 2 hours.
Yeah. Wow. So for 2 hours, and were you weren't alone? You had a company.
Michelle was with me, but it was one of those things where she'd never seen me that way, and I probably lost a lot of man cards. I probably lost a lot of dude.
Did you know where you were going, or was it like you're having to rely on the GPS?
Well, the GPS that can't plug into the U-Haul, so it's not like you're even used to it. So the phone is like on your lap, and you're looking up, from your phone up to the road, and then she has her GPS on. Which now we're having a battle of is Google Maps better than Waze? So then you have two conflicting, and then that happened where I'm like, you need to get Waze. That's the official transportation in this Jeep is Waze. I don't know what you're using. Ask Jeeves.
Everyone. Right.
So it's because they're saying to go different ways. But we got the table, and it's a nice table.
Was it worth it, John?
To get the table? Yeah, we've had some. We've always had some big meals on there. You think my house was chill before? It's got a vibe. Like I'm turning into that guy where I'm starting to get like, oh, I understand these. This piece has presence. So I got that this weekend, and since we had the U-Haul, I had some extra miles, and an extra 4 hours. I picked up this little ditty here around my house. I got me a set of Alan, if you want to show it, a set of lockers.
Oh, see yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I found those. Well, I'm going to put them up in the office. So behind me, you're going to see those. And I spray painted rust. I don't have a good picture of the inside. I don't know how I'm going to get it up my stairs. You've been to this house. So stairs are 90 degrees straight up. I don't know how, but I think, I'm going to put books in one. I'm going to put electronics in the other. I have a bunch of stickers that I'm going to put all over. I don't know. I'm officially the old guy who buys antiques.
Does it have the combination lock on it?
Yeah, on all three of them. A couple of them were drilled through, but I'm gonna get my own because I might keep some important stuff with a lock on it.
That's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of cool, dude, to have that stuff. I mean, especially if you're gonna put stuff in there, you definitely have a vibe going, and I hated the locker system when I was in high school, but I don't know. I kind of like to have one like by the pool. I could see us having lockers. I'm gonna put like all the old Detroit rock stations all along the side, and then I'm gonna keep some pew stuff in one of them. What you gotta do is have take a picture of you with your back up against it and your foot up on it.
My members only jackets. Yeah, I can recreate a lot of stuff. Maybe bring back my 80s church thing. But I posted that, and somebody called me, some dude on Instagram just said I was looking old, right? Because I show my face, I talk and whatever. And of course, somebody said, hey, you're looking old. I'm like, I'm not looking old. Well, maybe a little. But then maybe it happened. Today I went running around because I'm going to see you starting tomorrow. So I'm running. I'm going to stop at the grocery store. I'm going to pick you up some stuff, you and Brent. So if you have any grocery list of some stuff, I'll bring you guys a bag of whatever you like. Because I'm checking in the room right next to you starting tomorrow. But I kind of ran around today, just trying to do some errands. And when I got home, Michelle was laughing at me going, I've never seen you dressed like that. I'm like, what? And then she goes, you're officially at the age where you give no fucks. I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, can I take a picture? I'm like, I don't know what you're and this is right before the podcast went on. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And this is how I ran my day today. Ellen,
okay. Oh no. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm on the fence, buddy. Part of me is happy for you
to be that free.
Yeah, free and just I don't care.
But look at it. I should have went
but look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have went.
So we're wearing those Crocs.
Those are Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks. All right, so I'm gonna give you points on that. I'm taking off points for the not just the color of the socks, but how do you always pull them up? Did you pull those up for the picture?
No,
or are they already up like that?
I walked around, but here's another thing that if you notice, I know everyone's just too cashed in on how big my calves are, and probably want to know how many miles a week I bike or how long I played soccer for. The left one I guess if you're staring at it, it would be the right one, is literally on inside out. It's actually the fuzzy part is. So I didn't even
Yeah.
flip them, dude.
Is this normal? Is this a normal activity or were you in a hurry?
This was just the day that I had. I just woke up groggy and I was just like,
Well,
I got to do something.
I'm going to blame COVID a little bit. Age is part of it, obviously. The pulling up part, does it feel better to have them pulled up? And by the way, are they all the way up or are they just kind of halfway?
They're up as far. Well, they're up far. They're up pretty
because
almost.
I feel like it could go all the way
to
your knee, possibly. If you wanted to go to your knee, you could have went to your knee on that. That's that's funny. I mean, look, you're a comedian. It's funny.
Right?
Now, let me ask you this: when you're walking in those, do you shuffle your feet, or are you picking your feet up? I mean, I don't see you high stepping.
Bless his heart. No, yeah, you got to be careful when you're walking out of those, because the Birkenstocks are one dot or one buckle too big. Like there's not enough holes to actually hold the feet, so I lose them. So I could be walking and then one would literally get left behind, and then I got to turn around and go pick up the Birkenstock, put it back on.
I used to.
Yes,
there was a
I'm
period.
wearing shorts that those shorts, by the way, also can be pants, but I decided to zip off.
Oh, really? That's what those are?
Yeah, I decided to zip it off because it was humid today, so I decided to get mine.
Well, I was okay. By the way, the temperature here in Grand Rapids is delightful. It is 82 degrees. There's not humid. It feels great here, so I'm envious of that. But also, there was a period in college where I would wear gray wool socks with Tevas. That was a thing for a minute where you could, like, during the alternative music boom, mid to early 90s, it was acceptable as a college person to have like a gray sock and Tevas on at the same time. If you're going straight up Birkenstocks white sock,
can't do it.
I mean, you're one step away from a skilled nursing facility,
right?
Yeah.
So,
but it's funny, and you're a comedian, so own it.
What a house! I got some random stuff. Want to hear some?
I could tell you about my week and a half. I haven't seen you in a minute. Would you like to know anything about me?
Subject change.
Yeah, it can't all be about me. It's been about me kind of for 29 minutes, except for the part where the West Michigan tour that starts tomorrow in Howard City. If you know anybody, if you're in Michigan and you want to just take a drive, maybe your kids are officially away at college and you finally got rid of them and you don't know what to do, you check for an Airbnb, you check for a hotel, and you drive to Holland, and then you hit up Lake Michigan, and then maybe even you come to every one of our shows. They're all going to be different. First show, Howard City. Don told me that we're literally performing in like it's jammed, and there's an ATM right on stage, so it's going to be fun. That's the haunted bowling alley that only has 6 lanes. That's on tomorrow night. Then Wednesday night, which is a tough night for comedy, I think, on a Wednesday, especially during COVID, to get everybody to go out. But at the Complex Center in Wyoming, Michigan, just south of Grand Rapids, maybe we could laser tag or something. That's tomorrow, but it's a good Wednesday. All these shows start, I believe, at 7:00. So they will be done by 8:31, knowing how the work ethic of me and Reep. We're not doing a minute over what we're supposed to, so we'll be done by 8:30. You'll be home by 9. That's a good night. Then Park Theater in Holland, Michigan. That place is already jammed, and I've seen the facility. It's cool. It's a cool rock venue. It looks cool. There's a lot of great shops down there. I've eaten at most of them. I bought a wood table from the home store right on the corner. And then Rockford. I don't know a lot about Rockford and Muskegon. That Muskegon, John, is when we were supposed to get free swag. I believe Brunswick out of Muskegon, but I kind of have a feeling that we were lied to do this tour and that we won't actually get free shoes, jackets, or anything like that, which is kind of why we're doing it. So
it would be nice to have our own bowling stuff. But if it doesn't happen, I just want people to come out.
We're going ghost hunting tomorrow, though. At this place, we got to. I don't know when the show is. By the time we get up, this is where they have that scary basement.
Yeah,
6 lane. It was built in 18 something. So, or we sent Brent, the feature act. We sent him down there first because he's the biggest.
Yeah. Well, look, we flew him out here. We're paying for him to perform and give him free room and board. He's got to go take the bullet.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have him find us.
Well, I'm looking for it.
Maybe have him find us the ball. Like, we won't get up and put our fingers in every ball. We'll just tell them we want one that's somewhat light where we can kind of crush it, but not too light. And we'll make him just go find the right ball.
I wish you could have seen him on the flight here. So Brent is 6 feet 7 inches tall. And it's never fun for big people to fly. We always hate it if we're sitting in the plane and we see a big guy coming. You're hoping, oh, please don't be next to me. Please don't be next to me. Well, he also can see and feel that from every human being as he's walking down the aisle. You know what I mean? So he knows it. And what we got here? Oh, yeah, that's Brent. That's a big boy. That's him after working out to the musical flash dance.
Does he? Is that his workout?
No, I don't know. That's just what it looked like. I just imagine him doing the thing.
What a feeling!
But anyway, poor guy. I got him on the flight using one of my my miles.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't cost us money. It cost me miles. And when you use miles, they don't always put you in the ideal spot on the plane.
Right.
So I got on the plane first, and I'm sitting in the exit row. I'm 5'9". I'm sitting in the exit row with all this leg space. In fact, my foot, I couldn't even reach my bag, which is underneath it. I was kind of like, stretching my legs out. And then I see Brent coming. And I assumed, I just assumed, big guy, he's going to get the exit row. He marches on back to the back of the plane. And he is scrunched up the whole time. Poor guy. But look, that's the dues, man. You got to pay the dues. But I had a good week. I was on vacation, and I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with my girl and her daughter, and we had a good time. A lot of just beach days, doing nothing. In fact, we were staying at Alan's old place. Huh?
Want a picture? John, I didn't know he did this, but he moon tans.
Oh yeah,
just moon tans.
Moon tan.
I didn't even know that's a thing.
I like to go out at night. A lot of people think the best time to go to the ocean is like at noon, where that big ball of gas that's hanging out in the sky tries to burn your skin off and kill you. Right. I wait for that thing to settle, and then I go out there, and it's a lot more fun. And there's less people, and you can do more things and not get hurt. Had a good time teaching the girls how to body surf. John, can you body surf? Have you done it?
Last time I tried to body surf is when I moved to LA, however many years ago. And I wiped out so bad that when I came up, I looked to see if anyone saw me wipe out bad. And then they never went and did it again.
I love it. And you can hurt yourself. You can lose your swimming trunks. That happens a lot. So you gotta make sure you have the good draw stroke. But as you can see, I've injured myself. Scraped it on the shells coming in, body surfing. I don't know if you can see that. And I can show you my feet too, but no one wants to see my feet. But I had a good time body surfing. A little bit of injury, but it was a good time. We did go-karts. Love the go-karts, man. I hadn't done go-karts since I was probably in my 20s. And some people might not like these go-karts because they're electric, the ones that we went to. right? And they're controlled by people. They can turn it on and off whenever they want to. You're probably not going as fast as you would in a go-kart that's gas powered or something like that. But this place we went to, it spirals up. So there's a lot of turns and it goes up like a parking deck kind of a deal.
Oh,
And it goes and it flattens out. And I mean, it says no bumping, but that's all you do. And
right.
I was having a blast on the go-karts. We did it like 5 times in a row. It was awesome. And I don't know if I should talk about this next part.
Okay. Tell
But
us, and then we'll tell you if you should. Yeah.
All right. Well, I did something that is exclusive to Myrtle Beach that a lot of people were kind of shaming people for doing it. But we got there, we started talking about it. We're like, does it even exist anymore? And I'm like, let's just go see if it's there. And then we go, and it's there.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Something you did, shame. Hooters restaurant. No, that would be there. And people wouldn't shame you.
Have you seen this? There was a Netflix docuseries called The Tiger King.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you went to see who's the woman in it, or was his place there?
It's the third dude, the only guy to come out kind of clean, the guy that rode the elephant and had like 3 wives.
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah. Went to his house.
So he's still in business, baby.
I thought at the end of that thing that he was getting busted for something.
The only thing that he did that was shady was just have a bunch of wives. Like he had all these girls come in and work for him, and he was kind of skeevy and would always try and hook up with them. But in terms of animals, he's great because I mean he really tries to save them, and he gives money back to conserve the wild forest, rainforests, and all this stuff. Blah 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 blah. But it was a good show. I went. It was great.
That's hilarious.
There is, and then there's a package where you could have paid for extra for pictures. I'm like, who's paying for pictures? I don't know. People want them to know that you're doing that. Yeah. But we went on a whim. And it was there. Yeah.
I bet you that's so.
And they have their own. They have their own photographers walking around taking pictures of everything. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should. And then at one point, I got a carrot, and the elephant is eating the carrot with its trunk. I mean, it takes it out with its trunk out of my hand and puts it in its mouth. And then there's pictures of the guy's next to me, and I'm like, I don't want these pictures. I have one photo. I'm not going to share it, but it's on my phone. But you know, at the end of an amusement, that's not me.
Yeah,
but that's the dude. Yeah,
that guy looks like he could totally pull like 10 women at a time.
Well, he's old now, but you know, if you go back and watch the docuseries again, the young version of him, he looks like Yanni. Like he has long hair, beard, he's skinny. So he's like very, very hippie, free spirit kind of dude. And he's there. You see him. And some of the girls in the docuseries, they're there. And you see them. And there was monkeys. Just tell you this. A wolf licked my face. We saw, everything. It was insane and worth it. And they had a free lunch too. I'd do it again.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. But trying to think of the highlight we had wolf, a hyena, all the kind of cubs, you know, they had cheetahs, orangutan, of course the lion and the tiger. They had orangutan, they had chimpanzees, a spider monkey, like all these things.
How long were you there for?
They tell you it's like a 5-hour ordeal, and it's very, very interactive.
How many people were there?
On my tour, probably about 35 40.
Well, it's probably full
So
nonstop because of that documentary. It's probably
that
like,
dude is making so much more money than he ever has. I'm sure of it. Because
wow.
when we looked it up, like I said on a whim, we're just looking it up. It was sold out, except for this one chunk of time, and it was like 9 in the morning. I don't do 9 in the morning vacation things,
Yeah.
but I'm like, well, let's do it. Let's do it and just check it out. And if we think it's stupid or skeevy, we'll leave. And we stayed the whole time. It was awesome, man. I had a good time. And but Myrtle Beach. Have you been to Myrtle Beach, John?
I did. I think there was a House of Blues or something, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
There was a comedy thing there. Did I even do that with you? Did we
Maybe.
do?
I've done that one before.
I think
By the way,
I think I
the
did that
guy
with you.
there's 2 comedy clubs in Myrtle Beach. One's called the Comedy Cabana, and it's like in between North Myrtle and Myrtle, like that weird no man's land area. Then you've got one in Myrtle called the Carolina Comedy Club. And the guy who owns that, he just bought it maybe 5 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he just bought it. He was a millionaire who made all kinds of money on the walls. Like he's like the Wolf of Wall Street kind of a dude. But he was also military. He's like a sniper and a helicopter dude. Anyway, he owns the helicopter rides that you could do in Myrtle Beach that take you up and you can do a tour of the whole thing. But he also bought the comedy club because he liked comedy and wanted to do comedy. So he bought his own club. And so I was hitting him up about like, hey, do you still do the helicopter rides? He's like, yeah, by the way, I'm trying to sell the comedy club. So
really?
now he wants out. So if you and I would like to invest in a comedy club in Myrtle Beach, which I highly do not recommend.
Yeah, that would be a lot of Hooters tank tops, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Wolf howling at the moon. I've only been to Myrtle Beach a couple times.
Myrtle Beach is the southern version of the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
So you get people coming from all over the country. It's a lot of it's just packed all the time. All the touristy crap you can imagine. It's touristy. And comedy clubs don't do well in areas where the outdoor life is the main attraction, like the beach. Yeah. And so I didn't think this club would do well where it was because it's at this area called Broadway at the beach where there's all this fun, crazy stuff to do. And why would you want to go indoors and be quiet and listen to some comedian you never heard of when there's like dueling pianos over here, karaoke over here, and all this fun stuff? So he's trying to sell it, but I don't know if you're in the
Tell him he should book us at it. Tell him he should book us at it, and then we'll discuss to him whether he should sell it or not. Oh.
Well, he did mention coming back before he tries to get rid of it, so we could pitch that idea at him. But yeah, mostly my trip was hanging on the beach, pigging out, eating food, sleeping in, and I did watch, what was this documentary I saw? There's a great documentary on Netflix right now about the first female boxer who was very good. Have you seen this?
No, I might have to watch it later tonight.
Oh, the girl was a badass. And her story, it goes off the rails. It's not just about the boxing career. It's other stuff, which is always good for a documentary. Is when you think it's just about one thing, and then you realize halfway through it, oh, this is about way more. So I forgot the name of it, but it's really good. And then but prior to that, I was in Atlanta at the Punchline Comedy Club. Doing shows there. It was good.
Marcy.
I love Marcy. I didn't see Jamie. I think he's having some family issues. Someone in his family's not doing well. So,
did Marcy mention me?
Yes. You went. I was recommended to go to this floating tank.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. Did you end up going?
I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to.
It was fun.
Yeah.
How were the crowds there?
Did you do 3 shows on a Saturday?
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. I don't.
How'd
I
you
have.
feel about that?
I have three shows. I don't know who wins with 3 shows, because if you're performing, right, and you want to give it your all, you save stuff for your engine, because you have 3 shows.
Yes.
So starting at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like, oh, okay, I got 3 shows, and then you start thinking how early your flight leaves Sunday morning. So you're like, I have 3 shows, and then that show gets over at 1. And then my flight leaves at 6, so I got to get picked up at 4. So you're kind of exhausted before the day starts. And with me, I have like 1.5 really full shows, and the other side ones aren't. So you just go, well, if we're gonna have 3 shows, I'd rather have them at 1, 3, and 7. If you're gonna make me do 3 shows, not, it's just, and then you're dealing with the bar and the noise. It's a thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing. I mean,
so the 8 o'clock show for me was packed.
Right.
The 6 o'clock show, 30 people.
Right.
And they didn't know who I was, and so you could just feel
foot up on their stage at that place, because that place, the stage is so low that if you're sitting on the front row, everybody crosses their feet and puts it on the stage, and it literally makes me go batshit crazy.
That happens. I've gotten over that over the years, but in the beginning it totally pissed me off. Now I'm just like, well, they don't know what they're doing. But I did a lot of improv in that 6 o'clock show, which I was proud of. I wish I had recorded it, because I had to go around the room. I'm like, look, I don't know. I theoretically I can't be mad at you guys, but I don't know why you're here. Why are you here? You, sir. Why are you here? You don't know who I am. It's 6 o'clock on a Saturday night. Why did you choose this place? Did you walk in by mistake? Did you come to the diner and see a comedy show? Did you get free tickets? And we went around the room and we discussed it. I mean, one family came, they were supposed to do putt-putt, but it was sold out. And so I was the alternative on a whim. So we had to talk about that. And then there was kids that were like younger. There were these 2 muscle dudes sitting on the front row.
Oh,
they had tank tops. And now the trend in shorts these days is the shorts are getting shorter.
Shorter. Yeah, they're going backwards. They're not like the ones I'm wearing down to my knees. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you got these 2 muscle dudes, tank tops, shorts on the front row. Yeah. And I can see their junk. Like it's like you see, it's like an outline of it. I'm like, what? So I had to talk to those guys, but it was a weird show. Then 8 o'clock sold out crazy. 10 o'clock, okay. It was good. But then now they're drunk, and I'm just like, I'm ready to get this over with, so I don't know why Jamie still does the 3 shows. There must be a reason behind it. You know what I mean?
Josh, they have you there till Sunday. You try to get the 5 shows or the numbers. I don't know. It's before the pandemic, I have so many notes of unfinished projects. I wanted to write a musical. I have no musical writing skills, but like Tony and Tia's wedding, I thought it'd be hilarious at a comedy club if the hecklers were singers. So what you would see is you'd see the comic doing the stuff, and then when he got heckled, it was like Hamilton. It was like a whole production, and you had 5 hecklers throughout the whole show, kind of heckling by bringing in the song, and it tells a story. I had a whole story written out of this comic who's in love with this waitress, and if he could just get booked at the club as a regular, he could talk to her. And then her whole side was, I just got to get out of this shithole. If I could just get out of this shithole, then my life would get better. So he wants to get into the place because his life would be. And the first song that I had everybody sing was "Why Are We Here?" Is literally the name of the song. That the waitress is going, "Why am I here? This was just going to be a part-time job. Now I'm here for 5 years." There's a bachelor at an office meeting at the club. He's why am I here? The headliner's like, why am I here? The man, like, no, everybody at the club is like, why am I here? And they're all there together, and it's a whole thing.
That's
I'll
funny.
play.
There was one. I like that idea. That does pop through your head, especially when you've been headlining for a while and you've got some sort of fame, and you know people are there to see you, and you walk up to a crowd of 30 people, and you know they don't know who you are. Like when the MC's like, "All right, everybody, you ready for your headliner?" And you've seen him there, and there's not like, "Woo!" It's like, "Yeah, who's next?" And then you go up there and you're like, "All right, well,
that's
I'm
how
excited too."
Yeah, that's how it used to be with comedy, right? Like, well, when I started, people would buy tickets and not know who the headliners were. They would just buy tickets to see comedy, so nobody knew.
Oh, I'm just saying I'm spoiled.
Yeah. Well, yeah, performing in front of people who just have never seen you, or like, dude, I think we're about to have a week of this. I think we're about to starting like tomorrow through. It's not an area. Well, I perform in Grand Rapids all the time. But we're doing the outskirts. So I don't know where these people are coming from. I don't know if they're people that just want to see entertainment in their small town, so it's going to be right. They're showing up because they're going to want to be, they're showing up because they want to have fun, but we'll have to win the crowd, Maximus. Don't put it all on our opener. Brent's,
I did have one fan in that 6 o'clock show who's come to many of my shows. And this fan flew there from Maryland. And she came to the 6 o'clock show. And I was like, going around the room like, this person, free tickets, this person, last minute thing. This girl flew here. Right. And this is why you can't. I mean, it's kind of funny the juxtaposition of no one giving a shit and someone caring a lot who bought a flight to come to the show.
That's why you can't ever pull in those shit shows. Like, as much as sometimes you're tired or you're just you don't know. If I've had that happen so many times where people came up and go, "You were our whatever anniversary weekend. We flew in from wherever, we got a hotel." You're like, these people just spent airfare, hotel, and you were the thing. If you decided to phone it in that night, you just kind of fucked their week, like their event. So that
goes in my head too. So I always try to make every show good, even if it's not turning out the way I thought. I force it to be good. So that's why I was proud of my improv skills in that shows, because
I've been doing that a lot. Yeah. I've been doing that just to try for old school, just dusting off, just start talking to people and seeing if you get it. It's just everyone's going through that phase.
Yeah.
What else? I was gonna how want to hear something random? How about just a random story, John?
Yeah, keep talking. I'll be right back. I have to pee.
Okay, I'm going to tell everybody here who is, and then I'll ask John, but I'm going to read you guys a story. Hold on. Which one? How about this? Women wear just...
I'm just going to hold it. I felt bad.
This story. I had two things for you.
All right.
Okay, tell me. This is just a thing I pulled off of my... and I don't like this music. I don't like... Hold on. Let me find... Okay.
Are you typing?
Yeah.
No way.
All right, here's one. Does your child need help getting into homework state of mind? Pediatrician Ken Heller says he believes that something as simple as a t-shirt can do the trick. Heller is an assistant professor of pediatrics at some place, and he says that you should get your kids a homework shirt for their children. Says that there's a lot of examples in life when you dress a certain way to tackle a given task. You're frequently dressed formal to go to weddings. Athletes wear uniforms to play sports. Curious to see if wearing something special put him in the mood to study. Heller's test out in an ordinary gray t-shirt. He said when he's done with his homework, he took it off, and he felt a sense of relief. He had accomplished something. Heller suggested having a homework shirt for your child to wear during homework during the school year. Man, my reading out loud skills suck ass.
That's a great idea. I had
I know.
a comedian friend of mine made a T-shirt.
I forgot that I forgot that I already thought of that, didn't I?
My brother tried to steal it again.
Really?
This
Yeah,
is
you
the
can't.
second one.
There's only like
He
a
gave
few
me
of those in
this-
existence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of
It's
those.
a comfortable. It's a very comfortable T-shirt. It's a great idea to have a life uniform shirt. You don't have to think about anything. Put the shirt on. That's what Jay Leno does. But yours is a T-shirt. I like it a lot. But I get that. I think that's a good. I think there's truth to that story. Dressing up for a thing puts you in that frame of mind, and maybe it's a good idea.
I have performing outfits. I have work shirts is what I call them, and jeans, and I only wear those shirts and those jeans when I'm on stage.
Yep.
You could have do that all day. This is my sleep shirt. A lot of people have sleepwear. When I wear this, it's good time. It's sleep time. It's
it has made. Now that I'm at the age that we are, I love packing is easier, because I used to think as a young man, well, if this happens, I want to have this. If this happens, I want to have that, and I got to make sure I got a nice shirt because we go somewhere nice. Dude, it's easy now. I'm like, I know what I'm going to wear on stage, and that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go to sleep, and I know what my sleep shirt is. I'm going to bring that. Bunch of underwear and socks.
I have two. What's this button right here? No, this music is not right for what we're talking about. So randomly, I came up with, I think I have two awesome ideas. If you'd like to hear them. Okay, I'm going to start a refrigerator business, and our ad is going to be, and our ice. I got to work on the ad with the wording on this, but I'm going to create a refrigerator, and our big pitch line is, and the ice maker is not going to sound like somebody's breaking in to kill you. Like, don't. What if,
Please.
like, I'm really thinking,
how much money do you need for me to start this?
So I'm literally thinking that's going to be my pitch, and it's a thing. And this ice maker does not sound like somebody's trying to kill you when you're laying on the couch. That's it.
Why? Is there one fridge? Great idea. I'm sorry. Is there one fridge in existence that has a silencer on the ice machine? Does that exist? I don't think so.
I know every night around the same time is when I think it drops the ice, and every night at the same time, that's when I think somebody just came through my window.
Dropping the ice, getting ice. Either if it's with the cup and it's got the thing, it's loud, or if you have the bottom shelf and you got to bend over and scoop it out, that's loud. I don't know if there is such a thing as a quiet ice maker, and if you could invent that, John. I mean, let's take that to Shark Tank. That's a great idea.
So that, and then sticking with refrigerator stuff, I think I want to create mustard. Okay. And our tagline on this, and I haven't worked on them, is that weird, clear, but that juice that comes out right before the mustard. You know how you squeeze it, and then that white crap comes out, and then you're like, "Fuck," and then the mustard comes out. There has to be a filter so it doesn't shoot out that gross jart stuff. You know, it's gross.
Interesting.
So there's two things there that I'm going to be working on that I think there's a hole in that. And mole Roombas that kill moles. Something like I can put in the mole hole, like an RV car or something, RC car, and it will just drive in the holes that the moles dug, and then finds them and stabs them.
I love it. May I add to? I had some invention ideas when I was at the beach. I like your ideas. The mustard thing, I think what you're doing there is you're using the old school mustard with the lid, and you turn it up and you squeeze it, it comes out, right?
And it gets that thing. Like sometimes, you know how you have farts like that where it's like I didn't crap myself, but it was wetter than I would like it to be. Like
well, I'm just saying. I think any condiment. Yes, I think any condiment where you have to turn it up and squeeze it out, you're gonna get some of that. no matter if it's mustard or ketchup or mayonnaise or tartar sauce. So the solution there, which we don't like, is a twist off and a butter knife, and you spread it on. But that's a lot of work. So I get your point. All right. Now, invention for the beach. Okay. We have Roombas. We have remote controlled cars that people have on the beach and go around.
Yeah.
Yet I still see people going to the beach trying to pull like a wagon with these wheels that don't turn, and they're just dragging it. Why isn't there a remote controlled wagon with like tank track wheels that would easily go in the sand, that follows you like a drone?
They have airplane. They have luggage now that does that. I saw.
Oh,
like you're at the airport, you set your luggage behind you and you walk, and it just catches up with you. I don't know how people aren't tripping over it. I don't know. You know, many people.
I don't know if I recommend that for an airport or dealing with a lot of people, but at a beach, which
you just have it follow you, and you're just
sand, and it's like, it
just shows up. Call it Twiggy or something. Let's do this.
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
I like music behind this. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I was thinking too, John. I know you're 50 years old. I'll be turning 50 in March. And maybe I'm having a midlife thing where I'm thinking, I'm going to do something big for the 5-0. And I thought, well, maybe I'll Forrest Gump it, dude, and just go walk. I thought, like, because me and Jody were walking on the beach in the morning. We get up and we take a long walk on the beach and just, before it gets crowded and it's too hot and it's beautiful out there, and just walk and talk. And we walk for like 3, 4, or 5 miles. But I'm thinking, could I physically walk from Maine all the way to Florida? That's basically the whole Atlantic coastline of America. Could I do that? How long would it take? Should I do that? Do a fundraiser, something for charity, and then also get healthy. And all I'm doing is walking during the daytime, sleeping at night, drinking smoothies, getting real healthy.
How many months until you're 50?
March.
So
whatever that is.
How many months? Where are we?
August. So August. Let's see here. October, November, December, January, February. 6 months.
Okay, so here's the homework assignment I'll give you next month. It's gonna be very difficult.
Ooh.
You can have your fans pick. I can pick. You can pick. We can have it a group pick. Everybody important to you in your life. You have 5 months to do 50 things before you're 50.
50 things before I'm 50.
And you start at 5 months. 50 things. We start making the list.
Things I haven't done.
What?
Things that I have not done.
Well, we'll pick like on the list. I'll start doing a list. It'll be, and you'll have to check it off.
Okay.
So I could put take a whatever aerial aerobics class, that one when people hold you up, like weird stuff. You have to go.
I've never been skydiving before. I've never been bungee jumping. I've never been hang gliding. That's
all crazy stuff. But I think that's not going to prepare you for when you're in your 50s. Like, have you sat on a park bench with no phone by yourself for an hour?
Right.
That's not really sexy or fun. I mean, you don't have to do adrenaline stuff. But have you seen a musical?
Yeah.
Have you eaten 50 things? Like have you invited a stranger to dinner or to lunch?
There you go.
You bought, like, we can just everybody who watches the show, we can all start to develop a list of 50 things you have to do before you're 50.
Right. That's good. Well, that's homework for me and homework for our fans as well, of Heffron and Reep. And I this whole time we've been going live, normally if I'm in the studio, I can see comments. I've not seen one comment. I can't see them, so I don't want people to think we were ignoring them.
Oh yeah,
But
and plus I get sidetracked, and that's why I was told long ago I'm not allowed to look at them. So
normally that's my job, but I can't see them because I'm on my phone.
Some of them are saying donkey basketball, goat yoga, skydive, tractor drive, boat drive, helicopter drive something.
Oh,
Georgia to Maine.
I should. Yeah.
Somebody says for starters, John.
To fly.
Somebody says, John, for starters, you can tell a funny joke. People. Take up bestiality. I wouldn't recommend that. Learn how to forage for food.
This is why we don't read the comments.
Yeah, dude, I'm having comment things. Well, I don't know. I was telling Alan about it. I probably shouldn't talk on this. Anyway, I'm skipping it. All right.
So I gotta go eat. Brent and I haven't eaten yet. We're in Grand Rapids. We got to figure out where to eat before everything closes. It's a Monday night and it's 9:00, and I don't know what our options are. So we got to go find food.
There's pizza. There's a great pizza place, literally right by you guys to the left when you walk out of the door. There's a pizza place on the side that usually have pizza trucks parked right in front of the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. Since it's Monday, I don't think the Bob is not open on a Monday.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can't go over there.
But then I will see. Hold on, I'm gonna play this music. And I will see you, Heffron Reep, tomorrow. Is where we start the This Is How We Roll tour. We have links. If you know anything about us, there's links everywhere. Have a road trip. Grab some friends. If you're in the Detroit area, just whip up to one of these shows. It'll be fun. We don't know what we got ourselves into. It's gonna be a good time. Check out Lake Michigan. It's warm.
It feels great outside, dude.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a super fun week. And then we have other big announcements that we found out today about the Heffron Reep show. Everyone's gonna be excited about. I am, at least.
That was some nice news. We
got some big plans.
Vacation.
All right, man. You and Brent, you guys have a good night. No, I'm not even gonna do a long goodbye because I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you click on everything. This is a link. Follow us on.
And rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.